The Fitchburg City Council to expect Planned Parenthood on Main Street to operate a lot like, it's called the PP Express. They do family planning in Davis Square in Somerville. And she painted this picture like it'd have pedestrian traffic that would go into businesses on the street and whatever. But if you look at that 391 location, what do you notice? There's a parking lot directly opposite to it. And I really think that that is to have people park there, go into Planned Parenthood, and then leave. So I think she painted the wrong picture. And over and over again, you heard that the city councilors were saying that Fitchburg had become the social service mecca of the area. And I think with that location and the parking lot and everything, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing it as a social service mecca of the area, another social service placed on the street. And as far as the pedestrian clientele, I don't know Fitchburg that well, but a businessman on Main Street told me to expect the pedestrian clientele to be the prostitutes and drug addicts that use the Gardner DNA for HIV and STD testing, and they would be going to the PP clinic now. But another pedestrian clientele that Planned Parenthood is targeting are those teenagers. The Title X grant that they got for family planning is for teenagers aged 9 to 17, very young, middle schoolers. And so you're going to have that mix of pedestrian clientele there. And I have a question. If Planned Parenthood comes here, will the city investigate the actions of Planned Parenthood? What if the activities do not correspond to the activities outlined to the City Council on February 2nd or on the form of intent submitted to the Building Commissioner? For example, Diane Luby from Planned Parenthood said that because it was a Title X family planning grant, in Title X, family planning grants do not allow abortion, there would be no abortions at this clinic. Well, as it turns out, the National Abortion Federation publishes these workarounds for abortion clinics so that they can get Title X money in a facility and use the workarounds to do abortions in the same facility. It's pretty amazing, and I was very surprised by it. But Planned Parenthood is actually doing that. It's documented that they do that at a Title X family planning facility. They do perform abortions. So if you're talking about the Title X money not being used, not allowing abortions here, and that was the presentation, I think that you will be having abortions. People are thinking that after Title X expires, Planned Parenthood will start to go to the abortion business, but I think they could go right away to the abortion business. And I don't think they were completely upfront with the city councilors. And right now they're fighting lawsuits and investigations. Dr. Macrell alluded to all of that. And how are they going to be monitored for these same type of actions? That is one of my questions. And the Planned Parenthood and the teenage sex, they encourage sexual activity even among middle schoolers. And as Dr. Macrollo said, the contraceptives aren't working with the youngsters, partly because the youngsters aren't following the instructions, and some of these contraceptives, they just don't work. And what will happen is when they don't work, for even somebody as young as 13, those young children will be having abortions. And then they will have many psychological problems. And they feel the effects of abortion, like the post-traumatic abortion syndrome, even more than adults. And Planned Parenthood usurps parental authority. They do sex education and encourage the children not to report to their parents and tell them how to get around their parents. And they also, with abortions, they do a judicial bypass. And they're working on laws in this state to loosen up those even more. Like with the sex ed, they're trying to make it so that it's mandatory in schools and required for graduation, giving parents no control over that at all. So I think from their Main Street location, they're going to use that location as more and more access to get to the teenagers through the Y, through the schools. And I have to say congratulations to the superintendent here, that he has brought down the teenage pregnancy rate. He has abstinence programs, and the teen pregnancy rate from the 1970s to 2010 has decreased in the United States. But the teen out of wedlock pregnancy is up. So